you so much for being here with us. We have a wonderful panel of sales professionals who are going to present to you Get Your Golf Sales Career in Full Swing. During this time, panelists from the National Golf Sales Rep Association, Association of Golf Merchandisers, and RepSpark will cover topics like benefits of becoming a golf sales representative, earning potential of a golf sales representative, what manufacturers are looking for in a sales rep, how to get started as a golf sales rep, and success tips of a successful sales rep. I will introduce our panel. First, we have Phil Imordino, President of NGSA. Next, we have Justine Gray, Director of Membership and Education at AGM. And finally, we have Joel Bush, Chief Revenue Officer at RepSpark. I will turn it over to you guys.
Thank you so much. And hello, everyone. So glad you could make it. We're excited to be here. We want to talk to you about the whole world of being a golf sales rep. What does that mean? What does that look like? How do you get into the business if you want to? And if you're already in the business, how to take your career to the next level. So I'm excited to join our panel of experts, and we've got a few questions prepared for you. And at the end, if you've got some questions, we'd love to answer those for you. So I'm just going to start off with the basics, if you guys are okay with that. What does it mean? What are the benefits of being a golf sales rep? You, Justine, work with a lot of merchandisers, a lot of golf courses, you meet sales reps. Tell me what you hear. What are some of the benefits of being a golf sales rep?
I think getting to build a relationship with the merchandisers and really getting to know the product and what they're looking for and what opportunities there are to create a success story in their golf shop. So that's something you can build together as a golf sales rep.
Absolutely. You really get to know all the suppliers out there. You get to know the golf courses. You build relationships. So that's definitely one of the benefits. Joel, you definitely talk to sales reps every single day. What's some of the things that you hear from golf sales rep, why they're in the business and why they like it?
Yeah, I think in many cases it's following their dream of being in the golf industry, right? And being able to connect with clubs and players and have, they're bringing their passion and their career together seems to be really the thing that draws most people into it. I think that the thing that keeps them in there are the relationships and how much they enjoy working with their customers and really building a book of business in their region and in their territory where, multi-line reps can introduce new products, they earn the trust of their club partners. And again, they're probably having more opportunities to golf as a result of being in the golf business, right? So that's what I hear quite a bit of. Yeah.
I would imagine, because as a golf sales rep, you are in the golf business. And that's exactly what a lot of us love to do. If you love what you do, you're not really working. So here's just some of the things. We did a survey of golf sales reps, and we found out what they like and what they don't like. And here's some of the things that they do like. Number one, what we just said, they're in the golf business. So they're happy, they're excited just to be around golf. That's a great thing. They get to work at a golf course. That's their office. Can you imagine not being stuck behind a computer all day? They get to go to golf course to golf course. They get to talk about golf all day long. Again, enjoy what they do. Working with people, as you mentioned. But I think they also like the freedom and the hours. They're not stuck to a Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. They get to kind of call their own shots. Obviously, the good ones work a little bit harder. But this is the big one. They have, and it's not a get-rich-quick scheme. Let's be upfront with that. But they do have unlimited income. They're not limited. There's no ceiling on how much money they can make. So it can be a big earning job position as a sales rep. I just talked to somebody today, and with one little line, he's making over $150,000 a year with one little accessory line. So there's a lot of benefits in being a golf sales rep. So if you're thinking about getting into the business, unlimited income and freedom to have your own business. All right, here's another question. You may or may not know some of the answers to this. I'm curious. What is the earning potential of a golf rep? And we're going to have to be very transparent here because some of them don't make very much, but some of them make a lot of money. So Joel, have you heard what some of the sales reps are making?
It's not something that we get real close to, Phil. I think, the number you mentioned a minute ago, 150,000, is probably on the higher end, to be honest. But I think, it depends a lot on the territory and the brands that you're associated with, and to your point earlier, how hard you're willing to go work at it, right?
Absolutely. Justine, how about you?
Yeah, to add off of that, definitely on a scale of what your territory looks like and what the product is. So I think there's a lot of potential there.
Well, I have found that the average golf sales rep who's working full-time Monday through Friday, has a good line, is going to be making between $60,000 and $80,000 a year, which is a decent living. It's not a get rich quick, but it's a good living. But what I also found is a few guys that are really willing to get after it. They've been in the business, they know the tricks, they have the technology to help their career, and they're making over $150,000. Now that's not average, but those are the superstars, and that's what we all strive to be, is the best in our industry. So it's not it can be a six-figure job if someone works hard, gets creative, and does a great job with that. So let me ask you this. Again, you work with both the reps and the suppliers, but what are some of the manufacturers looking for in a good golf sales rep?
Phil, I think it's not that specific to golf, right? I think some industry knowledge or understanding the game is certainly important, but I think it's probably what any company would look for in any salesperson, right? It's the ability to be persuasive and personable, the ability to talk knowledgeably about your products, tenacity to follow up and work hard to close deals and develop new customers. And so I don't think a lot of that is necessarily specific to golf, but it's universal sales skills and universal sort of foundation that you need to be successful in a sales or marketing role would be my take on that.
Yeah, and I would add flexibility as the industry changes and grows every year. I think staying updated on product knowledge and what's new in the industry and being flexible to that and willing to work towards bigger goals.
Perfect. And we also did a survey on this to ask some of the suppliers, what are you looking for? What is a definition of a good sales rep, and what would you like to see? Here are just some of the comments that we came back with. One is they're committed. And let's face it, there's people that are not committed, not hard workers, but you've got to be committed not just to your job, but to that product. Two, that they're good communicators, that they're able to communicate well, they're able to, really get their point across when they're trying to talk about the benefits of the products that they're handling. Three, they're creative. You're not just selling a product, you're selling a dream, you're selling a vision, and you need to paint the picture of what this could do in their pro shop and what this can do retail-wise and what it can do for tournaments. Also, they're very goal-oriented, so they set some goals and they get after it. And that's what all suppliers want to hear and want to see. They're ambitious, they're hard workers, and they're smart. So that's what suppliers are looking for in a golf sales rep. So with that, how do you get started? If you are not in a sale, maybe you're working at a golf course. Maybe you're tired of working behind a desk Monday through Friday to 5, and you want to change. You know golf, you know suppliers, and you want to get into the business. What does it take to become a sales rep, and how do you get into the business?
Well, the AGM has a lot of great resources to the membership. We do have a job board, and we have over 200 vendor partners, many of which you'll see it this week at the show, who can utilize our job board for posting sales representative positions, things like that you would have access to. So it's a great network there among our vendor partners through the AGM, who support all of AGM's educational initiatives.
So one of the benefits, you have a membership for sales reps.
Yes.
And so one of the benefits is finding out what suppliers are looking for sales reps. What are some of the other benefits of that membership?
For the sales representatives?
Yes, that membership program.
So you have access to all of AGM's educational opportunities, which includes weekly webinars this year. We have some additional certification programs coming. We have our annual retail conference, so it's a great opportunity. Hopefully some more regional events coming this year, so lots of growth potential for sales reps there.
To me, it sounds like the biggest benefit is the contacts and the relationships that you're going to have getting to be a sales rep and meeting all the suppliers.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Joel, what do you see? What do you see if someone would want to get in to be a sales rep? What are some of their first steps?
Yeah, Phil, probably not an expert opinion on this, but I think coming to the show, right, going to your regional PGA show, maybe meeting some of the brands, learning more about what opportunities exist. Maybe there's some brands that have some open territories where you're willing or able to work. But unfortunately, that's not something that I'm real close to. So I would recommend that people join the AGM, really.
Absolutely. Well, here's some of the steps that we've identified with talking with reps and how they got in the business. One is to do your homework, do research, make sure that this is a business or an industry that you want to get involved in. Interview other sales reps, find out what they do, how they do it, do they make money, what are some tricks of the trade. Also, make that commitment. You can't go in this just kind of half committed to this job. You have to say, I'm dedicated, I'm committed, I'm going to make this happen. Also put together a plan, a business plan, because you're a business. You're your independent business contractor. You've got to have goals. You've got to have timelines. You've got to have marketing budgets. You've got to really look at it like a business and make that happen. Put together a killer resume. And there's some great resume programs out there, but obviously when you're starting to look for suppliers, you want to put together something that's very impressive and they get excited about, a little bio on yourself. I recommend you finding a niche, finding something you get excited about. That might be men's apparel, that might be women's apparel, that might be equipment, but there's a need in all of those areas. And then go out and start knocking on doors, start talking to suppliers and start reaching people and see where the good fit might be. So now let's talk about, as a sales rep, I want to be effective. I want to be good. I want to be good at my job. I want to be successful. I want to make lots of money. What are some, and this is Joel kind of directed to you, what are some strategies or some software or some technology that reps can use to be effective in their jobs?
Yeah, thanks, Phil. I think one of the things that's happening in golf, along with many, many industries, is that it's evolving, right? And it's being affected by technology, and it's making some processes and procedures more efficient or easier to do, right? In RepSpark, we are a wholesale e-commerce platform, if you don't know, and a lot of reps on RepSpark really focus their efforts on opening new doors and getting the brand into new locations, and spend a lot less time doing reorders and restocks and things like that, right? It could take as much time to field a restock order for 3 shirts as it might take to open a new location that could be a new customer and a whole new line of revenue for the company. And so really leaning in and trusting tools and leveraging tools like RepSpark or other tools out there like it to automate some of that reorder business, right? And golf sales is so much built on top of the relationship that it still takes that personal touch and that personal connection between the brand and the buyer to get that relationship started, but it doesn't have to always be that way, right? So if you're selling gear or apparel or whatever it is, there's a certain amount of restock and reorder that happens. And so just to trust RepSpark to handle that part of your business while continuing to grow your market and get more doors open for your brand seems to be one of the most effective things that people can do to really leverage and scale themselves. It's hard to scale one person in a territory unless you have tools that can help you do so. And that's really where we fit in.
So is RepSpark a tool that the sales rep is going to engage, or is that more used by the supplier and the golf course? Help me understand the process and who capitalizes on that the best.
Yeah, thanks, Phil. It's really all of the above, right? So the brand uses it to hopefully start to shepherd that relationship with the retailer or the buyer, but there's a role in RepSpark for the rep. So there's roles for the buyer, roles for the rep, and roles to do marketing and administration stuff behind the scenes. So a rep using RepSpark can walk into a location with a tablet, show a catalog of merchandise, do that order right there on their tablet, and walk out with that transaction being completed versus, a lot of brands in golf are still paper and pencil. I've heard someone mention a fax machine the other day. And so again, the industry is evolving. We're actually starting to see too with some of our brands, they're still having the outside rep, but they're also starting to build an inside sales force, right? So traditionally, a golf sales rep could touch 3, 4, maybe 5 golf courses in a day. If a company also has an inside force, they can touch 50, 80, 100 golf courses a day and really, work on expanding that brand and to your business, or to your point earlier, Phil, really build their book of business and get as many doors open and as many avenues open for that brand as possible.
So you would say that this streamlines the sales process. In other words, you don't have to have a big van with all of your samples, all of your sizes and racks and go from golf course to golf course.
And that may still be needed to open accounts, right? And get that initial order to buy going.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you partner with RepSpark and you give your buyer the keys to, or keys, give them access to RepSpark so that they can get in there and check inventory and place reorders.
So in the perfect world, RepSpark can be used by the supplier, their sales reps, and the golf course in conjunction, so it's a nice, smooth process.
That's exactly right, yeah.
Perfect. What's some other techniques, Justine, that you've seen golf sales rep to be effective, to be the best in their field?
Yeah, so to be effective working with merchandisers specifically in golf shops, I think it's really important to have strong follow through, to have all those follow-ups after an appointment and touch points beyond just a one-off meeting or your sales rep that you maybe only see once a year at the show or a few times a year. Staying in communication throughout the year with any needs that come up, any one-offs and things like that, as well as an eagerness to understand where they fall within the golf shop's business. So understanding where their brand falls in a vendor matrix, how they're performing compared to other brands within the golf shop. Is there opportunities for growth? Is there a certain category that they haven't touched yet that they maybe could, which is something that the merchandiser should be responsible for sharing with their sales representative. How are they doing? And eagerness from the sales rep to learn and know what's going on in that shop and how they can better serve it and build that relationship with the merchandiser for the long term.
So I'm hearing communication with your customer on an ongoing basis. I'm hearing learning and growing with new technologies, new insights. And you mentioned earlier a series of educational programs for sales reps. Tell us a little bit about that and what they can look forward to.
Yes. So we are launching a program in partnership with RepSpark and the NGSA of a golf sales rep training webinar program where you'll learn a lot of great information on everything from an introduction to golf sales, technology that's available, digging into tournament and event sales, which is a really big opportunity, career advancement, so lots of great topics, lots of great industry experts. So it'll be a really exciting program shaping up.
Now, how could a sales rep find out about these webinars coming up and these informative educational programs?
We have a postcard here in the booth with a QR code where you're able to directly register for the program. It is complimentary and we're excited to launch it next month.
Wonderful. That sounds perfect. And I have a list here of some of the things you just mentioned. The webinars will cover an introduction to golf sales if you are just getting started, tournament and event sales, which is big, selling tools and support, technology, relationship building, and career advancement. So a lot of great wisdom there. Well, I don't know, I learned a lot today, so we got a lot of great information. We want to open it up if there are any questions that we can answer about either one, becoming a sales rep, or two, how do I advance my career? So any questions we're willing to ask either from Joel at RepSpark or Justine from AGM. Meanwhile, if not, we can pretty much wrap this up, and I'd love to hear your closing thoughts, Joel, on just the whole process of the rep business.
Yeah, I think it's an exciting time in golf. It seems like golf has just gone through a resurgence, and I think that should translate into a lot of new career opportunities. Right, we're seeing incredible growth across. Old guard brands are growing like crazy. We're seeing a lot of new entrants and newcomers into golf apparel and equipment coming up and seeing success with sort of the rising tide of golf. And I think it's an exciting time to pursue a career in golf right now.
Absolutely. Golf is going through the ceiling. Golf rates are going up. Apparel there's so many new brands that are coming and knocking on our doors looking for sales reps, so there's plenty of opportunity. And tell me, Justine, what's your view of the industry, your thoughts on becoming a sales rep?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of opportunity out there. just hearing, speaking with different brands and different merchandisers. So I think it's really exciting that, you know, the AGM has always been the link between the merchandisers in the golf shop and the vendor partners, and sales representatives are certainly a part of that equation. So I think it's exciting for that to all become cohesive and work together for bigger success.
Perfect. Well, I see this as a perfect trio if you're thinking about getting in the business or you want to advance your career as a golf sales rep. This is the team to check into. AGM, great resource of buyers and merchandisers around the country, as well as suppliers. Joel with RepStork and the technology that you need to be successful, and then us, the National Golf Sales Rep Association, that can also help you find connections in the industry. So we appreciate you. We appreciate all of your time. If you need some more information on our webinars, we have the postcards here. If not, we'd love to get you on our mailing list, keep you posted of what we're doing in the future. And good luck with the rest of the show. Great chatting with you, and good luck.